is there a Democratic Party, or has it been hijacked by the extreme left? Is there still a Democratic Party? Because let me tell you,
I could say the exact same thing, and it's not even a question. The Republican Party has been hijacked by not even the extreme right, by Trumpism, which isn't even right. I mean, a lot of it is like it's just a cult about one guy. I wouldn't call it right to be so loving of Russia. Russia? Republicans love Russia now? They're always sucking Russia's dick on Fox News? That isn't right-wing. That's crazy because the leader of their party is crazy.
Well, here we are in another interesting clip with Bill Maher and Dr. Phil. And as you can see, Bill Maher sounds like he's about to go on another Trump derangement syndrome rant. Dr. Phil asked a simple question: is there really a Democratic Party anymore? Or the implication, well, has it been taken over by the loony left, the extreme progressives, libtards, woke-tards, whatever you want to call them, you know, the fringe people? And Bill Maher counters that, well, yeah, you could say the same thing about the Republicans. It's just a cult of personality with Donald Trump as the man they worship. Yeah, maybe. Donald Trump, if anybody could have a cult of personality in the States, it would be Donald Trump, that's for sure. But he still seems like, and yeah, all this stuff about how now Republicans love Russia and all that. Yeah, okay, Bill. It's like the guy, he's still living in 2016, and he's still living, you know, it's just pure Trump derangement syndrome. Let's see what these guys have to say. I haven't even watched this clip yet, so this should be interesting for both of us.
If the Democratic Party of 20, 30 years ago is not like the Democratic Party today.
Either is the Republican.
I was going to say that next.
No, I
it's the
agree.
same thing.
No, I agree. Yes.
Because I truly am apolitical. I vote for people and policies, not parties. But if I had to describe myself historically, I would say I've always been a social democrat and a financial Republican.
Do you ever have a Jewish girlfriend? You were very pro-Israel there a minute ago.
No, I don't think so.
No?
But like I say, I've been with the same woman 50 plus years.
Right.
So it's been a long time.
Okay. Jewish mistress?
That was a loaded question.
Really? I didn't think so.
Very clear no.
I know.
Very clear no. But I'm just saying we've got to do something here that, independent of who gets elected president, this country's got to wake up and start being more self-determining than depending on who's in office. And if you've got idiots out there that aren't putting America first, we got to kick their ass to the curb. It's just that I don't care if Republican or Democrat, we got to kick their ass to the curb. We can't have those people contaminating and poisoning the ideology.
But see, the Democratic Party is better at self-correcting. Like Kamala, her speech at the convention was very pro-American. I mean, if you told me that Kamala Harris would be the presidential candidate 6 months ago, and that I accepted that and then said, okay, and she's going to use the word privilege in her acceptance speech, I would have thought it would have been about white privilege and all that bullshit that they're always on about. Not that it's all bullshit, but it bugs me. I mean, they just go overboard. But that's not what her speech was about. She said it's a privilege to be an American, which is music to my ears.
Well,
like, that's what that party needs to hear.
You don't think she wrote that speech, do you?
I don't. What politician writes their own speech? Maybe Obama. But who gives a shit? She said it. That's what matters. She said it. She gets it. And and by the way, immigrants get that. She's from immigrant stock. They get that. You're lucky to be here because you could be there where you walked 1,000 miles to get away from. That's one reason why they don't turn on Trump in the way the Democrats would like them to. Trump's popularity keeps going up with immigrants because when he says things like, rapists, yeah, that's out of line, but they come from shithole countries. They're like, fucking right, we came from a shithole country. Why do you think we swam here?
Yeah, of course. When Trump said that in his first term, what's up with all the people from shithole countries? Of course, he was perfectly right, and it's good to see Bill Maher admitting that or agreeing with that, and kind of loosely agreeing with what did he mention earlier? All the white privilege nonsense and woke bullshit, and yeah, I'm pretty sure he's anti-DEI and all that. But of course, he probably agrees with the spirit of it. It just should be done better, or that's a typical classical liberal position that I know all too well from my own family.
Through shark-infested waters or whatever the fuck they did. We did it because we came from a shithole country. This man speaks the truth. And now we're not in a shithole country. And, there are more inspiring slogans than "we're not a shithole country," but,
That's a start.
it's a start. And there's too much about this country that does resemble a third world country, not least of which is a wannabe autocrat who does not believe in conceding elections. That's certainly a mark of a third world country. But, in general, America is good, especially compared to the way the rest of the world acts. I feel like the Democrats have gotten back on that message. They're back on that page. Whereas the Republicans, to your point about, don't change, okay, everybody at the Democratic convention who spoke was part of the tradition of the Democratic center. Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama. The Republicans had nobody pre-Trump. George Bush, no Mitt Romney, nobody representing McCain. It's like that Republican Party didn't exist before Trump because they're not on board with the cult leader. So there is a difference.
What do you think America is going to do when they have time to figure out all of the people that lied about Biden's condition?
That should be an interesting conversation. I think I'll stop it here, but it's interesting what Bill Maher was saying. It's clear he still suffers from advanced, acute Trump derangement syndrome, that's for sure. He does make some very good points, though, nevertheless. Despite his Trump derangement syndrome, Bill Maher's, despite him calling Trump a wannabe autocrat, it's complete nonsense. But he makes a good point about the Republicans. Basically, the Republicans are useless. Sorry, they are absolutely useless. This whole election should just be a slam dunk for them. They have a guy like Trump who is very bombastic, very over the top, very brassy, but is not afraid to say unpleasant, unpopular, politically incorrect truths, or at least say something that points towards a truth, like the whole Haitians eating cats and dogs things. Frankly, that does happen. But even if it wasn't happening right then and there in that town of Springfield, the greater point is, what are 20,000 Haitians doing dumped on a small town like Springfield, which only had a population of 40,000, something like that. Nothing against Haitians, but something is going wrong in migrant policy and this onslaught of migrants from shithole countries. And just onslaught of migrants and immigrants from everywhere, legal and illegal. So that's why Trump is popular. And the Republicans, if they weren't a bunch of idiots, could harness that in a way which, would work. It would work. It would be super popular. But of course they can't do it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below about this clip from this conversation between Bill Maher and Dr. Phil. Seemed very civil. So I'd be interested to hear your opinions too. Anyway, so like and subscribe really helps me grow the channel and helps me continue making content for you.